pancakes in the quad at lunch. So also student council members that signed up to bring stuff like whisks and riddles and bowls and that sort of thing, if you could bring them to the table that's just in the quad, right, so you got leave the chapel. If you could leave it there, that would be great. Because we need to start it as soon as possible. Also, so today is this week is a Spirit Week. So tomorrow, Wednesday, is Wild West Wednesday, and we're going to have a relay race in the quad. The weather should be better, so we'll be able to do that. But if it does happen to rain, we will move it to the gym. Then Thursday is #TBT, Throwback Thursday. So that's basically like a Decades Day, so like 70s, 80s, 90s, I guess. I don't know how you dress for 90s, but so you dress like a Decades, and then we'll have like a talent showcase in the quad at lunch. So you can beatbox, dance, do whatever you want. And then Friday is going to be pair day, platonic or otherwise. So you can dress up as famous pairs or groups, what have you. Like Trio from Harry Potter, Love Triangle from Twilight, whatever you want. And then Friday we'll be having kickball. On the softball field, if it's nice out, but if the weather's not so great, then we'll have something going on in the gym like dodgeball. So we will announce that on Thursday, depending on the weather. So yeah, just heads up.
From time to time, we welcome some special guests into our community. Today, we are fortunate to have our good friends and neighbors from across the street with us. Would you please welcome Chief Fiddler from the Army's Fire Department.
I was just commenting earlier that I have a 4-year-old in preschool. I thought she and her class had a lot of energy. I really enjoy you guys' energy as well. Just a few prepared statements as they're feeding me to feed you. For many years, the Army came over and did a safety presentation regarding ordnance and explosives awareness on the first week of school. It's usually on a Friday, and school's over once it's complete. So I guess that makes you guys pretty happy. Remember, a long time ago, I really enjoyed those days off. It was a beautiful Friday afternoon last August when they gave the last presentation. And they mentioned the possibility of the prescribed burn that we take care of. And we mentioned it sometime in the fall. Well, school ended a little bit earlier that day, and but we'll never forget, that we guessed what we'd also might be the instigator of an early dismissal. Just a couple of months later, we're here today. I want to thank the faculty, staff, and students for your timely response for our prescribed burn, and when the prescribed burn moved past that first containment line. Believe me, I was more scared than you. Now, well, the fire was about a half mile from the school, and in fire terms, that's pretty far. And there was no real immediate threat. We asked that you would consider leaving early, and that day is kind of a precaution. And that's just smart business there. Better safe than sorry. The Army has a saying called ready and resilient. Your readiness and your resilience really endure and really will pull you through in times of crisis or contingencies that are really unplanned. So, with that, we'd also like to thank the parents, your extended family, and all the friends, and the media, and they got the unanticipated call to pick up the students, you guys right away. Certainly, we didn't expect this situation, but of course, readiness and resilience, we were always prepared. We did have the right safety measures in place. We had plenty of help in the background of all the other community fire departments are all aware of what we're doing. They were ready to help as well. And we did call on CAL FIRE to give us a hand. With that, we'd like to present you with a commemoration plaque. This is Captain Rivera. I've already... This wood is taken from the burn area. It's manzanita, but since the Super Bowl, we've renamed it the Denver Broncos. Well, you know, it makes sense. It got burned. It's been shellacked. Done deal. Anyway, sir, the commemoration plaque, I'll read the dedication to the students, parents, and staff of York School for Cool Under Fire, October 15, 2013, United States Army Presidio of Monterey. This presentation includes a commander's coin, down there, and the burnt manzanita, Denver Bronco, from the burn area. Again, thank you very much, staff, students, for being calm, and you get an early release from last fall. So we'll be back in August to talk about munition safety. We'll expect that it'll still take 8 to 10 years to complete the munitions cleanup in the impact area. In the meantime, you may see our people, our munitions clearance folks, going through the 2013 burn area, looking for munitions over the next few months. Stay safe, and thank you very much.
Well, we've had a great year for York musicians getting into honor groups, and I've now got probably the last group for the year. These are students who've been accepted into the Monterey Jazz Festival honor groups. These 6 people were accepted into the All-Star Band: Philip Delormier, Brendan Martin, Nick Newman, Anthony Polini, Lizzie Stanton, and John Yeager. And these 2 people were accepted into the Honor Vocal Jazz Ensemble: Sam Griffin Ortiz and Katie Osik. And would you people come down here afterwards and get your picture taken, please? Don't forget. Now you can clap.
A long, long time ago, in a classroom far, far away, like all the way across the quad, the 8th grade participated in the National Geography Beat. And they had 3 students made it to the final round this year, and so congratulations to the runners-up, Alex Paletti and Lauren Sugar. But as with the Highlander, there can be only one. So, Caden Agha, come forth. He's not here? Are you kidding?
This was the motto that guided my life for the past 2 years. During my time in India, adventure was ubiquitous. Everything from waking up in the morning to the sound of monkeys jumping on the roof, to bargaining with the cobbler on the best price for custom-made shoes, to being handed a glass of wine when I swear I asked for water on the airplane. I kept this slogan in order to remind me to embrace every aspect of life in India, and thus make the most of my experience there. I went to Woodstock School, an international English language boarding school located at 7,000 feet in India's Himalayan foothills. Although the education system wasn't much different from what I knew from home, I had many unique experiences while living in India. During one of Woodstock's extended winter breaks, my family and I traveled India for 2 months, from the tropical beaches of southern Kerala to the deserts of Rajasthan, taking each surprise, both good and bad, with a cheerful, "It's always an adventure." You must understand, my family does not travel lavishly. We prefer risking our intestines with a local experience to fancy restaurants and high-rise hotels. We've taken many a 25-cent, standing room only train ride, even when first-class tickets were available. And it was these risks that made my time in India both unpredictable and unforgettable. On one occasion, we were stranded in a town that didn't seem to have much to offer because of a vicious tropical storm. However, we made the most of our stay there by waiting for the weather to mellow, and once it did, picking our way over fallen trees and broken glass, to a market in the side streets nearby, where we proceeded to use sign language to buy a variety of tropical fruits from vendors there. Who would have guessed that something like a storm would have led us to try jackfruit, lychee, and mangosteen? On another occasion, we were on a wildlife safari bus, peacefully observing a mother elephant and her young calf, when it became apparent that this sense of peace was not mutual. The mother elephant turned and charged, attempting to use her 6,000-pound body as a weapon to overturn our bus. Fortunately, the driver pulled away before full impact was made, and it only left a slight dent in the side of the bus, right underneath my window. New Year's was going to be spent in our hotel room in the southern state of Tamil Nadu, without celebration or fireworks. We weren't even sure if we wanted to stay up. However, we decided to, and by about 11:30 p.m. on December 31st, we began to notice people gathering in the streets outside. A Tamil-style New Year's parade was forming, and everyone seemed to be coming out to participate. We too went outside and were met by many enthusiastic locals. Soon, huge floats began to be carried in. They were in the forms of litters, each carrying a huge statue of a Hindu deity, and balancing supported by two long telephone poles, resting on the shoulders of a long line of about 20 shirtless men each. Soon, my brothers were recruited to help with this carrying, but only being asked to remove their shirts, as was customary for the celebration. This experience with Tamil New Year is an example of an experience that was enhanced by the element of unanticipated adventure. My time in India taught me how much can be gained by being open to whatever happens. I wouldn't have half the experiences I just shared with you if I had been unwilling to accept spontaneity. I've learned that when something goes not as planned, the best thing to do is to just go with it and not dwell on being disappointed. I hope that I will always remember this lesson, and this will help me to be able to find the tropical storm or the tropical fruit after every hurricane, and to always remember that it's always an adventure.
So quickly, I wanted to share with you, you might have seen that there was something about mindfulness meditation in the Time magazine of last week, reminding us that scientists have been able to prove that meditation and rigorous mindfulness training can lower cortisol levels and blood pressure, increase immune response, and possibly even affect gene expression. Scientific study is also showing that meditation can have an impact on the structure of the brain itself, building on the discovery that brains can change based on experiences and are not, as previously believed, static masses that are set by the time a person reaches adulthood. A growing field of neuroscientists are now studying whether meditation and the mindfulness that results from it can counteract what happens to our minds because of stress, trauma, and constant distraction. So this is on my door, but I really recommend that you take advantage of the fact that Marianne Rowe, who was teaching faculty and 8th graders mindfulness meditation this fall, is offering a class specifically for adolescents beginning February 19th. You can ask me for more information, or you can give her a call.
For my service learning project, I'm working with the KIND campaign, which is basically a school program created by two university girls to promote kindness. So I'm going to host a screening of the documentary they made called Finding Kind on Friday, February 21st, not this Friday, but next Friday at 7 p.m. in the York Theater. And I'll have posters up with more information.
Soccer has a game tomorrow against Marina away. Yeah, it's at 3:30, so all girls go to practice to find out who's going and what time we're leaving.
Okay, so Friday
100% project, Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. We're gathering warm clothes for the homeless people of Salinas, specifically those that go to Dorothy's Kitchen. So we're gathering like warm jackets, beanies, scarves, basically any warm clothing, and it doesn't matter what size it is.
There is a bin in room 8, so you can put your donations there. Thank you.
Okay, so MUN is going to have a bake sale this Friday during lunch for Valentine's Day, so bring your money. And girls basketball meet at the Vans by 4:30.
And also, yeah, if you're in MUN, you should bring stuff so that we can sell it. Also, track starts today, and we're probably going to MPC on Thursday. Yeah. Okay.
So if you haven't noticed, we haven't gotten our haircuts yet.
No one wants to cut our hair. If you know any good barbers in the area, please contact me or CJ by the end of the week. Thank you.
Yes. So fast, so fast.
Costigan meeting tomorrow, lunch, Mac Club, either.
Okay, so 50 Shades of Red.
This Friday, the freshman class on February 14th is hosting the dance.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day dance.
It's from 8 to 11 in the library.
For only $5.
Yeah.
And Anthony Paley is DJing, and it'll be really fun.
You're allowed to bring one guest, but remember you're responsible for their behavior.
Please come.